wonderful world of Hungry Heath. Now I am not a classically trained chef. What I am is a self-taught home cook. I have studied under several television chefs. I have a PhD from YouTube University and a black belt in Google Fu. I love to cook. Every Friday night, 6:30 Central, my wife and I go live for the Friday night feast. We'll cook up an entree or maybe a snack, show y'all how we do it, then we'll sit around and just chew the fat with all of our friends, the Hungry Horde. Now today is day 22 of the No Joke April Challenge set up by the Two Crazy Ketos. And today's protein that they want us to use is bologna. Now I have searched all over the internet trying to find a decent bologna that doesn't have wonky ingredients in it. I even went to a couple of different places to try and order some that were clean, but they were out of stock. So because I could not find an acceptable bologna that would fit for my needs, I will be making my own Redneck holy bologna. So let's get started. And so of course, because I'm trying to record outside, the neighbor's yard guy just showed up. So I'm gonna try and speak a little louder so he doesn't drown me out. But I've already divided my meat into two parts. The blue bowl there is I have a half a pound of the beef and a half pound of the sausage. Or the ground pork, my bad. And the other two bowls is the same thing. I'll mix that up in a second. Now to the bowl, I'm gonna add my dry seasoning and then I'll combine it well. So now that I have the seasoning added to the meat, I'm gonna mix it up and then stuff it in this can. And if you see the one on this side, I've already got it stuffed in the can and I have a meat probe stabbed in there. After I get that second one done, I'm gonna load it on the pit and I'll show you all that in a second. Before I started recording, I already put a drip pan under the grates. And now I'm gonna take these loaded cans, I'm just gonna lay them down right there on top of the grate. Just like so. Sorry about that, folks. My tripod kind of just kilted over on me. So I got to reset. And that's what it looks like. I'm just going to leave these cans on here for about an hour or so. I have the probe in on the left side. I'm shooting for a finish temperature of around 160. And I think that's going to take about an hour. So what I'm going to do, close the lid and set a timer for an hour. And I'll come back and take a peek. Perfect! I set up the little drip pan underneath and it looks like it worked perfectly. These are looking amazing.
Wow.
I'm gonna let them go for probably about 5 more minutes. Then I'm gonna set up a little thing so we can take these back to the hotel.
Renee's idea worked?
Right.
She is such a professional now. That looks awesome. Our holy baloney.
Right on, right on. Well, all right, we're back at the hotel. Now watch this. Slip right out. See if the other one will do it too. Of course. Heath, you gotta throw some stuff around. I'm just gonna squeeze it until it lets go. I figured this would be greased enough. There we go. Now, I'm going to transfer it to my cutting board, and I'm going to slice it up. But look at that. It looks amazing. I think it would be a lot better if I had my meat slicer. But I'm just going to slice this up similar to that. We'll put it back in the tray. I'm going to top it with some Swiss cheese. And that's where the holy comes apart. This is my holy bologna. I think this is going to be amazing.
I can tell you, it's going to be a lot better than regular bologna.
Yes. So now I'm going to top each one of these with a little quarter of a piece of cheese. And we decided we're going to heat this back up 2 different ways. First way, I'm going to put this whole pan back into the air fryer. And then we're going to take a few of these and throw them in the skillet on the stove.
Here's
perfect.
the second loaf, all sliced up. I did this loaf really thin as I could. Show one of the pieces that are thin.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I tried a piece of these crumbs. I thought it was really good. I think it turned out well. I think it'll be even better once it's heated.
Let's get to the air fryer. I'm hungry.
So in order for my pan to fit into the air fryer, I had to bend it a little bit. But it goes right in there. And I'm gonna let it go and broil for probably 3 minutes. And then we'll check it.
All right, let's fry this up. So I tried to slice mine as thin as I could. I'm just gonna put it in here. Growing up, my mom used to make me fried bologna sandwiches. And so my favorite part was frying it up, getting it nice and crispy, putting it on a sandwich with some mayo.
Those look pretty good. I want to go a little longer. I'm melt my cheese a little more.
Yeah, I think another 3-4 minutes so the cheese is nice and toasty.
Right?
So I just flipped these. Look how nice and crispy it got. This is like going to be perfect, I think. Yeah, look at that. That's perfect. Start pulling these out and get the rest on here.
Yeah, that looks a lot better. I'm going to call that done. So I just snuck a little taster piece. It's really good, folks. But looking at these laying like this on the plate, it kind of reminds me of breakfast sausage.
Right? The way they fried up in the skillet. I mean, well, it is beef and pork.
Yeah.
I mean, both breakfast sausage, either pork or beef, or both blend. So that makes sense.
Really good, though.
So, bologna, as a child, I ate it because I didn't know better.
Right?
As an adult...
There's starving kids in Africa. You eat it.
Right? As an
adult,
adult, though, every once in a while I would get a hankering for fried bologna, but then it was like, didn't even finish the package, right?
That hankering was over.
So when we thought about getting more bologna, we were like, I don't know, because we're not like... First of all, we couldn't find any clean bologna whatsoever. And I know, some people are okay with, let's just wait. It's just a little bit of dextrose, blah, blah, blah. And I think for most people, if you're metabolically healthy and so forth, it probably isn't a big deal, especially if you're just having a little bit, like 1 or 2 or 3 slices of it. I'm just OCD. I'm very particular. So I was like, well, I don't care for bologna that much. So why am I going to make an exception for something I don't even really want to have? So then that's when he got to brainstorming, and this is what you came up with.
I think it worked out pretty good.
Don't take such big bites.
But it tastes so good, how can I not? But no, I think this worked out pretty good. And thank you, Renee. You're the one that gave me the idea to cook it in a can, so you can get the correct shape. It worked out pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot.
That's a lot better than actual bologna.
Yeah.
And it's got the crispiness that you like from a fried bologna. You get that. You get the pork flavor, the beef flavor. It's not real strong on any one thing, right?
Correct. I think it's like perfect.
Yeah, so I think this is a neat idea. So if you wanted to do your own bologna without going through pureeing all the meat and everything, this is the cheap, easy, quick way of doing bologna.
And I didn't have to worry about the casing and having to peel the little piece off or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
This was so much easier. I just tapped it a few times and it fell right out of the can.
Mm-hmm. Definitely like this. Good job, babe.
Thank you. And I think it only took me like an hour and a half to actually smoke it.
Oh, see? And most of the bologna recipes I was looking up, when you make it, you're supposed to smoke it as well. So either way, you can make it from scratch. If you're just in a hankering for a bologna type thing. I did cut these a lot thinner, so I got it a nice skinnier. So of course then you can customize that. We even said, well, we could have done this on our meat slicer if we were back at the house.
Mm-hmm. I don't know though, maybe made a mess. Hey y'all, do me a favor, please. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so next time I make something like a holy bologna, you'll know all about it. Click that thumbs up, it really helps a lot. Leave me a comment. Tell me if you think this was a good idea or if I'm just crazy. or both. I'm crazy good. And don't forget, every Friday night, 6:30 Central, me and the stellar, sensational Shelly Eats Steak, we go live for the Friday night feast. We'll cook up something fancy like this, or a couple of snacks.
Fancy.
Show y'all how to do it. We'll sit around and just chew the fat with all of our friends, the Hungry Horde. Mm-hmm. But thank y'all for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Good night.
Bye.
I think it turned out pretty good.
Yeah.